Sexual and transgender issues as well as equal rights. This comes as a new campaign is underway to change part of the Houston Equal Rights Ordinance. A petition started by Houstonians for Family Values is looking to prohibit transgender individuals from going into opposite-sex restrooms. This is just one example of many issues affecting the LGBT community that lawmakers will take a look at. And that's our topic this half hour. We want to hear from you on Facebook as well as Twitter. You can use the hashtag Fox26 for life. Joining us live in the newsroom is our roundup panel. It is led by our Fox 26 legal analyst, Chris Tritico. All right, Chris, do you think anything has a chance of passing?
The Republicans hold a supermajority in the House of Representatives and a simple majority, but an overwhelming majority in the Senate. And so the answer is no. None of those bills that will expand I'm just going to go with gay rights. I'm sorry if that's offensive. I can't say LGBT enough. Rights. I think the only bill that even has a chance is the one that would limit a city's ability to give rights to the LGBT community. And if those who are lobbying in favor of LGBT rights really want to do something in the legislative session, that's what they ought to focus on, in my view, because I don't think the Republicans are going to pass anything that will expand the rights of the gay community in Texas. Let me introduce our panel. Mustafa Tamiz, our public policy analyst, Jackie Bally, our political analyst. Good morning and welcome back. Do you see the legislature passing any of those 15 bills that would expand the rights of the gay community?
Well, our Representative Garnet Coleman is a strong advocate, and the way he frames it is that a good defense is a good offense, and him by filing these bills and getting out in front of the issue is the right way to begin to frame the discussion in the Texas legislature.
But do you think that they're going to, well, let me just ask you, Jackie, they've got the one bill passed really in response to the city of Houston granting rights to the gay community. Right. Do you see that bill moving forward as opposed to those other 15?
I think you summed it up correctly. In 2005, when we took it to the voters, 76% of the voters decided that they wanted marriage defined in Texas between a man and a woman. So a lot of the Republicans in the House and in the Senate are still saying that marriage should be defined between a man and a woman. So I think that the 76% of the voters, that's a hard number to try to come down from. And I think you're right. Expanding, making sure that municipalities, trying to expand those rights, I think that's something that you can see the gay community, I think I would advise them that's what they should do. But as far as trying to define and having a ban on gay marriages or overturn the ban on gay marriage in the state, I don't see that coming right now.
Texas is behind the 8 ball on these issues nationwide. I mean, we've seen federal courts across the country overturn bans like Texas has. Texas is sticking with it.
Well, as Jackie's saying, since 2005, although we passed it across the country, what we saw was state courts, state Supreme Courts, and the Supreme Court itself have begun to change their position. There is a court case right now in New Orleans that's going to, I think, probably on January 9th is going to start rolling out on the Texas gay right ban. So you're seeing this stuff happen across the country. Texas is no different. I mean, the leading cities like Houston passed, Houston was the last one to pass an equal rights ordinance bill. It was the last big city
of the major cities.
Of the major cities.
All right, let me go to Sally. I'm sorry, you done?
No, yes.
All right. Let me go to Sally. Sally, are you there?
Yeah. I'm here. Okay. Yes, let's just take a look at Twitter. Here's one tweet that's coming in. This is from Equality Texas, the group out of Austin, and they're quoting Representative Coleman, saying the only way to gain rights is to actually go and try to get them. Representative Coleman said he wanted to keep bringing this issue up because the only way to do it is to keep chipping away at it. Do you think that that's the right kind of tactic?
Well, I do think that's the right thing to do, is keep filing the bills and forcing the committees, at least in the House, to say we're not going to take this up. But if you have the bill on file, Jackie Bally, someday you may get a committee to take it up. Someday you may get it on the House floor.
And I want to actually talk about what Mustafa said, because Houston is a very liberal city, and the ordinance that was proposed by the mayor and approved by the council, you saw an allegiance between Republicans and black ministers who do not label themselves as Republicans. Once we look at social issues and you take that into the law, you're going to see that allegiance allegiance going across the city lines, because black people are very socially conservative, and that's why you saw the allegiance between the Republicans and the black ministers and ministers of faith of different colors.
Do you agree with that black people are socially conservative, or is it the ministers that are socially conservative?
Well, I mean, it's the faith community that's organized around that, and I'm not sure if I've seen polls where the larger community is. But the other thing you're seeing in the legislature is Senator Donna Campbell out of San Antonio, who has filed a bill basically on behalf of the religious community and saying to protect individual religious right and organizational religious right, in which a bill like the HERO bill, that is the ordinance that's passed in Houston, may have difficult time.
All right. You know, we're going to see what happens. There is, as Mustafa said, the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals is going to take up the Texas ban on gay marriage, and then it's going to go to the U.S. Supreme Court from there. And if it holds true, then I think that at that point, several years from now, you'll see Texas having to follow the rest of the country.
Yeah, it's something we'll be talking about for many years. We
Right.
know that for sure. Okay, thanks, guys. We'll see you for one more topic in our last half hour, this time about open carry. Let's send it to Caitlin.